What's up, guys? Back again for another episode, hopefully, of Tight Splice Charters. If I can ever get a single bite or catch a fish. I usually don't. I've been trying not to do intros because I feel like they're just the biggest jinx in the world when it comes to making a video. But I didn't make an intro to this video, and my afternoon has been horrible. I haven't had a bite yet, so maybe this will turn it around. My morning went good. I mean, it was slow, it was a grind, but I was able to put my customer on a fish that came in just under 8 pounds. I think it was 12 ounces, something like that. And awesome fish, super cool. And then I decided to come back out, and it has just been not my outing. Let's just put it that way. But we'll see what we can do. Just floating around here all the way, literally as far back as you can get in the Tin House Cove area. Airboats are looking at me like, how are you getting out of here? I have no idea how I'm going to. And I just know for a fact there is not a big number of fish back here. This is a very, 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 very small little lagoon deal, marsh off the beaten path. But just, I've been back here before and been able to catch a couple off a bed. So that's kind of what I came back here to do, but not seeing any activity on the bed. So just burning a swim bait around. Don't know how long I'll stay in here. Sometimes it's good for one big one, but we'll see what we can get into. Holy crap, I actually caught a fish. Whew. Finally got a bite. Not a big one, but it's a bite. Go. Gotta be kidding me. Come on. This is where you get your patience tested. If you freak out, you're screwed. Nice and easy. All right. We avoided chaos. How I missed that fish, I don't know. I don't know if she. I don't even know where that fish was now. Let's see. That was a freaking giant. Oh. No! Just come off. Where is she now? I don't think that's the same fish. Maybe it is better than I thought. Look at that guy. Look how weird colored that fish is. Fish is like silver. Oh, that's why you just take your time. Don't freak out. And good things happen. That is the weirdest colored bass for Okeechobee. He's like white, but look at that thing. I like catching them all the same. See you later. I don't think this is much of a tip, but I'm a big fan of the Gambler Big Easy hook. This is the Gambler Easy Swimmer I'm throwing here. But still throw the Big Easy hook. And when you put the spring lock on here, I always go with the biggest one they make. I forget what the company's called that makes the spring locks, but whatever. I buy the biggest sized one, and I feel like it just does a much better job of holding that bait on there. And as I don't know if you can see, I'm reeling this thing so damn fast. I mean, I'm not even hardly swimming it. I'm more using it like a buzzing toad than anything. But see if we can find that one's girlfriend. All right, guys, just made a long run back here towards Clewiston in just kind of a community hole area. A lot of you probably know where I'm at just by looking around. Been a lot of fish in here. There's always fish in here, but been a lot of fish being caught in this area, and I was probably the biggest fish I've ever hooked last week in here, and it was really the only bite I had, I believe. So just thought I'd come in here and give it an honest try and see if we can hook into her again, or another one at least a fraction of the size. I don't want to say she was 10 pounds, but I'm pretty sure she was 10 pounds. So just flipping a jig around, probably not what I need to be doing, but it's my favorite way to catch them, so I'm going to try it. And probably do this, throw a swim jig around. Water's a little bit dirtier than I'd like, but I don't know. We got a little bit longer, so we'll see what happens. A mess. There we go. There is no better way to catch them than on that damn thing right there. Love it. That's a good one. Just a random, I mean, no reason that fish should have been there. I know you guys are looking right into the sun. Begging. I don't know how big she is, but she's the right size. Put her back in before a boat comes. Brand new fish, real white belly, coming in here to do her thing. Give us a bunch of baby Lake Okeechobee bass here soon. Oh man, I never even felt her get it. God, I thought she was a lot bigger than that when I hooked her. There she goes. I get asked all the time, you know, by everybody, what's my favorite way to catch a bass? And I think the standard answer is however they're biting, which is true, especially in a tournament situation. But for me, it's on this guy right here. 7-11 rod, 65-pound braid, sparse cover, 3/4 or 1 ounce big jig with a big trailer. I could do this all day and never get a bite and just enjoy doing it. I have so much confidence in it now, and you know, I really feel that any flip can just be a, you know, 8, 9, 10 pounder, whatever it might be. And you know, a lot of people are shy away from the jig, maybe because they feel like they're not going to get as many bites, and a lot of times you're not, but there are days you can come out here when things set up right and catch 50, 60 fish on a jig. But I don't know, it's combat fishing, it's close, it's violent hook sets, it's tug of war, heavy line, big rod, big hook. My style of fishing. And this is really not the time of year where this excels, but sometimes you can put it around there, you know, in an area where people have been fishing, and it'll get you a bigger bite, which is kind of what I'm trying to do right now. While we're on the topic of flipping a jig, another tip I can give any of you that are listening that are new to flipping a jig especially, but just flipping in general, is you want to get in the habit of watching your line when that bait's sinking. And I know that sounds so standard, and you've heard every pro and Roland and Jimmy Houston and Bill Dance talk about it forever, but it is so important to me, especially when I'm flipping a jig. Because if you guys notice, when I flip, this is a 3/4 ounce jig, like I said, when I flip it to whatever I'm flipping it to, I put as much slack in that line as I possibly can. I don't want any resistance on that bait when it's falling. I want it to fall as natural as possible, as fast as possible. And, you know, so I throw all that slack in there. So watching your line is going to be a really good, you know, strike indicator for you if you see it do any sort of jump or irregular movement on the way down. Another cool thing about watching it and putting all that slack in the line, oh, threw my rod in, is yes, it's going to fall fast, but the other thing is a lot of times those fish, like that one did, all I saw was that line do a little twitch, jump. I did something that caught my attention that let me know something hindered the fall of that jig. And you know, all I did was pick up line till I felt resistance and set the hook. But the best part about it is when that fish scooped that jig, whether it caught it on the way down or it ate it as soon as it hit the bottom, when that fish inhaled that jig, it never felt any bit of resistance at all. Didn't feel my line get tight, didn't feel the bend of my rod. It just was a clean, you know, she got it. And that's the, you know, 9 times out of 10 when they do that, they've got that bait down in their crunchers before you can set the hook, which is where you want the jig. For whatever reason, that fish was hooked in the bottom lip upside down. Not sure what happened there, but still, I mean, the fish got in the boat. So if they eat it on a slack line, that's great, and you're aware. You see the line jump, there's no surprise when you go to lift and it's heavy. I mean, you see it, you reel down, and you're reeling down to set the hook. One just aired out on some bait out there. So that's just something to keep in mind, whether it's a jig, a beaver, you're punching mats, anything. Watch your line, because a lot of times you won't feel it. And the funny thing is, usually the bigger the fish, you know, this is a big profile bait, but to an 8-pounder, this is absolutely nothing. I mean, this is effortless for them to eat. So a lot of times it won't be a real big aggressive thump, or the line won't jump 3 feet like we like. You know, sometimes it's just a real subtle twitch. And if you're not watching your line, it's gonna catch you by surprise, tight line you, and things like that. So something to keep in mind. Sorry fish. Surprised you come off, but that's probably a male. Nice fat one. Sorry for the headache. Put him back. He's probably setting up a spawn right there. That was a perfect example. I don't know if you guys could see it in the video, but line jumped and I swung, and you know, when they're spawning a lot of times, you know, especially when they're in a pressured area like I am, they'll this on? Am I talking to no one? No, I'm talking to someone. They'll pick it up by the trailer and just move it off the bed. And I think that's what that fish did. When I swung, I airballed, flipped it back in there, just shook it where I thought the bed was, and 2.5 pounder. Decent fish. All right, guys and gals, I believe that's going to wrap it up here for me this afternoon. Absolutely gorgeous out here, as you can see. Slick, calm, low 70s. Beautiful sunset out here on Lake Okeechobee. It was a grind today, no doubt. You know, you guys didn't get to see the first 4 or 5 hours of my morning when I was working. You know, I think we only had like 5 or 6 bites, but my customer did catch a 7-pound, 12-ounce Okeechobee giant. And then after I dropped them off, you know, I grinded it out, and it was slow for a while, but I did pick away at some fish, as you guys saw, doing a few different things, and really just moved around. I was really doing a lot more looking than fishing. You know, just had the cameras rolling, just checking out new water. And this lake is just constantly changing. It got freezing cold and was super windy, and now I think for the next few days it's supposed to be beautiful like this. So you just got to keep up with it. Any of you that watch my channel that look for advice on fishing out here, you just got to go. You got to go fishing. You know, any of the tips and techniques that you watch, whether it's on my channel or any of the other channels, if you don't get out there and put them to use, they're pointless. And this lake's it's a forever changing place. It literally changes every other day. And you know, I'm out here every day and I struggle with it. So it was a grind, but caught a 5, a 4. You know, I don't know how much weight I had today, but I definitely wouldn't complain about it in a tournament. But any of you that are looking to come down, you know, everyone asks me when's the best time to come down and fish Okeechobee. It's whenever you can, because I'm going to tell you my favorite time. You're going to come down, it's going to suck, and you're going to wish you would have came when you could have came. So yeah, you just got to get down here whenever you can. I'm booked up until New Year's. Then I'm in the Georgia woods for a few days hunting, get back, and then I've got some available dates in January and obviously into February and so on. So any of you that are looking to come down, my number is 954-871-9976. Shoot me a text, give me a call. If you email me, give me a few days. I forget my email even exists. But that's it. Caught everything on a Gambler Easy Swimmer, a Big Easy, and my absolute favorite flipping a 3/4 ounce jig. I love it. So fishing's going to continue to get better. There are going to be tough days. I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing that you're going to come down here and catch 10 pounders every cast. That's far from the truth, but for over the most part, over an average, it's going to get better here on out. We got fish moving up on beds, and the water is lowering. Not at a fast rate, but it is coming down, which is going to improve the fishing. So that's it. I'm going to go put this on the trailer before I get carried away by mosquitoes. And I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. I appreciate you watching. Whatever all the tubers say, like and subscribe. Tight lines.